Hey everyone, Jessica Payne here for your Casual Friday after, I think, 2 weeks off. I missed you last week, but I was on a very well-deserved vacation. So I am back today, and a couple of new announcements. The Casual Fridays going forward are still going to focus on social media, but I've been getting interest in talking about a few other areas that I also work in, so branding, as well as just kind of ethics and kind of combining the two to make really smart content strategies. So that could be jargon to some of you. To others, that's exactly what you've asked for. So Casual Fridays going forward is just basically going to include other topics of interest. Okay, so today's is going to talk about something, I'm going to be on my soapbox for a little bit, and it has to do with social proof. So you might have heard this term social proof, and essentially social proof is, the easiest way to describe it is, let's say you run a business or a brand and you have a following on social media, for example, and other people, new customers or new fans, or maybe even potential investors, they do their homework. So let's say they're considering working with you, following you, liking you, or buying your product. The first thing they do is take a look at probably your website, but then your social media channels. And what they're looking for is social proof, or basically evidence that you're legit, you have a good following, and like any of us kind of exploring where to put our money and trust and time, doing our homework, we're looking for specific things. So, does this brand have a good following? Let me jump on some of their social channels. Are they trustworthy? Does it look like they have good customer service? All those bells and whistles that, frankly, I try to encourage you to use and my clients, but also, stuff that within a few seconds can help a potential customer or fan or follower or whoever make their decision whether or not to invest their time and money and attention to you. And that decision can be made very quickly. There's a lot of opinion out there saying today's consumer is fickle. I actually disagree. I think, while we may bounce between brands, loyalty can be easily won and is still won, I think, by good customer service. So back to social proof. There's an interesting trend happening right now, and I just found an article on Mashable, which I can link to in the description, and this stuff really annoys me. Be careful when you are launching a brand or trying to boost your numbers, because frankly there's kind of a scam or a black market going on. It's very well known that you can pay someone to get verified, get that coveted blue check mark on Instagram. It's also very well known that you can frankly pay for followers, and there's a difference. I'm not talking about running targeted ads with content and stuff of value to gain Facebook followers or Instagram followers. I'm talking about people who frankly pay a third party to get them to follow you using fake accounts. And the whole point of this is, everyone wants those numbers, those followers, those fans. And it's not really difficult to figure out if someone has paid for followers. If they've posted 20 times on Instagram in their profile's lifetime, yet they have 40,000 followers, it's easy to understand and to figure out that they've paid for that following. So you can get a false read on a brand's social proof if you don't do your homework. So it's sort of a cautionary tale for you, a warning. If you are being sort of seduced by someone who wants you to pay so that they can get you followers, just back out of it, just like any other scam. There are so many other proven ways to gain and earn your social proof, and it's frankly just combining two things. One is a really smart advertising campaign. I love ads. I run ads for my business, and they've been a critical part of me actually growing my visibility. Okay, so you can run targeted ads on Facebook, on Instagram as well, dipping into behaviors, and then you push content out that people actually care about, and with that beautiful algorithm you can actually gain followers, your social proof. You're not just sort of paying someone to follow you, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why. I mean, obviously if you pay someone to just give you fake followers, how long is that sort of charade really going to serve you? If you're looking for customers, over time, you know, if 10,000 if 5,000 of your 10,000 followers are bots or fake or whatever, and you're buying them purely to get that social footprint, I don't really know how easy it's going to be to draw a line from that to sales for you. So I just think you're wasting money. So the two things, the first one is advertising. So if you do a really smart advertising campaign and you combine it with a content strategy, and I'm going to bang on about this because frankly, if people could just run ads and make sales and drive donations or whatever your objective is for your business, I wouldn't be in business. People come to me because they need a content strategy. It's legit. It's the other half of your content marketing strategy, of your model. So content strategy just means just create stuff people care about and give it away. And you can set certain steps up to gather email addresses or point them to your website for them to get that free stuff and that free content. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to succeed as a business and create more legit followers and gain that social proof anyway if you combine it with really smart advertising and a content strategy. So I've been getting a few questions on this, and I know what I love is this article, like from Mashable and other people. I think there's a growing awareness of, frankly, the black market that's happening where you can, frankly, buy followers. So if you're being approached or kind of even being referred to it as a legit business practice, even from a trusted resource, I'm going to tell you right now to back away and focus on just making sure your advertising is really spot on and your content is of value. It's going to serve you in the long term. You're going to gain the social proof anyway, and you're going to be able to understand a little bit more about your community. So, and I know your next question is, what the hell is a content strategy, especially if you started your own business? I could go on and on about that. Watch the space. I'm going to be sharing some really important news in a couple of weeks about how you can learn to master that. But when in doubt, the rule of thumb that I tell people is when you're creating content, it's really hard, it's difficult if it's not in your bag, and I get it. Focus on being real and not perfect. Right now, I think that the emphasis on speed is so important. Just get your stuff out there and available, and communicate your point across very, very quickly. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be glossy. I think consumers are just really interested in the content itself. So focus on being real and not perfect in your content strategy. Same goes for ads too. So I think that's it. I think that's my soapbox for this week. Casual Fridays right here on Facebook. I'm going to do kind of an abridged version because I do have followers on Instagram as well. So look for that here, but it's always going to be here on Facebook. So again, focus on being real and not perfect, and just keep your eyes open for where you put your mind, your time, and your money on really gaining that social proof. So that's it for me. Have a beautiful weekend. It's like 100 degrees here in Los Angeles. My thoughts and my heart and my prayers are with everyone around the world. It seems like there's a lot going on. Have a beautiful weekend. Here in the United States, enjoy the holiday, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.